Hi. So, what is pain? Well, pain fundamentally is the way that our neurological system tells us the body, our mind, our person, spirit, soul, whatever you want to say, is having an error. Okay? It's like your computer coming up and saying, you need to restart in a few minutes because there's too many errors, right? So, there's an error somewhere. Now, what is that error? Well, it's either a misfire, which is another problem altogether, or it's because of a chronic condition, or it is something that happened acutely. So just think of it like you're sitting at a stoplight and you're idling your car. Okay? The engine is going, but you're not going anywhere. Well, that's kind of the same thing as chronic pain. Chronic pain is defined as any kind of pain that lasts longer than 30 days. Okay. Last I looked. Might have changed. What's going on my education. So, anything over 30 days is considered to, I want to say it's 3 months. Seems a little long. I'm going to say 30 days. Anything over 30 days, pain wise, well, this is what happens when you don't have a script prepared. It depends on the course of pain, what the root cause of the pain, as to the time frame that a person would experience the pain and the type of pain. So without getting too far in the weeds, let's just kind of keep it on the surface, okay? So back to our analogy of the car sitting at the stoplight and you're idling, right? That's your chronic pain that through time you have just become accustomed to dealing with. Like, all right, every time that I sit at my desk, or every time I stand at the sink, or every time I bend over, there is a lower back pain that I have had for so long that now I'm adjusting my behavior to not trigger acute pain, right? So I think we can all be aware of that, right? Like my elbow hurts, you know. If I am doing this all the time, repetitive motion, and it's gonna hurt more. But and then I'll notice it at night, where I'll be like, man, what did I do today? Because it's there consistently. It's like lately I've been referencing the pictures on the wall in Grandma's house. It probably take you a few minutes to remember what it was, but we all know that picture that was on Grandma's wall, or the wooden spoons, or those copper round plates. You know, we don't think about those kind of things because we see them all the time. So they become part of the environment that we become oblivious to. Same thing with your pain. In reality, however, when we are first told about our pain, it's usually, oh, it's a clue for us to stop whatever it is we're doing and focus inwardly to say, okay, why am I having this pain signal? What is happening around my environment, my physical being, whatever? What is the cause? Because the effect is the pain. So what's the cause of the pain? And then alter your behavior. Okay, so for example, of acute pain, you had to walk outside because you realize the mail is going to get picked up soon and you're rushing to get the mail in the mailbox. And because you're rushing, you stub your toe. Well, immediately you stop, right? Because I don't know, a human being ain't stubbed their toe once. If you have never stubbed your toe, please comment below. I'd like to interview you. But anyways, so that acute pain comes in, and it automatically and you're addressing the pain, immediately kicking yourself mentally because you have just rushed and caused yourself this injury and said pain. So the first thing that you're supposed to do when you have pain is stop and assess yourself, right? Alter your behavior immediately, meaning put some shoes on, slow down, staying with the same analogy of the mailbox. That would be the first thing. Well, when you stub your toe, sure, it hurts. 5-10 minutes, it goes away, and then you might have some vague pain throughout the day, maybe into the next. Generally, it's about 3 days for a typical injury and pain to stop being painful, depending on the depth of the injury to your skin and your muscles and meat. So, pain is very complex because depending on what kind of pain, where the pain is, what caused the pain, what makes the pain worse, what makes the pain better, these are all things that describe and tell your provider, your nurse practitioner, your physician's assistant, your doctor. That's the questions that they'll ask you so that they can determine what kind of pain it is, what's the quality of it, what's the duration, yada, 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 right? We all know those questions. What's your pain number? And we do that because we can't treat your pain specifically. And I can use the word treat as a nurse because my whole scope of practice is treatments. A doctor diagnoses. Okay? I don't need to diagnose you to tell you that you've stubbed your toe and you've acutely injured all of the nerve endings in your body that end in your toe. Don't need an MD to tell me that that's what has occurred. As a nurse, I don't need an MD to diagnose you with acute pain before I treat you. And I tell you this because they've taught me anatomy and physiology and pathophysiology, which is the combination of both and the dysfunction of both. So, because I know anatomy and my skill set is treatment, well, the first treatment is education, right? But what I need to know first is, what do you know? That's how I determine what to teach, right? So right now I can only, give a general education as to what pain is. So you have acute pain and you have chronic pain. Now, that applies to all situations of pain, not just physical, but mentally, intellectually, emotionally, spiritually. But for right now, we're talking about physical pain. So, to keep these little podcasts short, because I know my audience well, I will say that, determining what kind of pain you're dealing with is critical in the first steps in how to begin to improve your pain management. So, I guess that'll be it for this little podcast. And then as I, if I need to add to, I will. I'm also going to put in some educational screenshots and some websites that might, interest this topic. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me, Veronica Cheney, Cheney, at gmail.com. I like to stay within Google. Not because I'm a fan of Google or anything that they stand for, but because they actually interchange very well across their platforms. How's that for being diplomatic? Anyway, if you have pain right now and you're at your wit's end and you've reached the point of depression and self-mutilation is on your mind, please reach out to me immediately. Or if you're suicidal because of your pain, please call 911 or call 1-800-SUICIDE hotline. I love you.